Welcome back to Flow and Flex. Today I'm bringing you a full body recovery flow. All you need is your mat, and let's get ready to reset. Hey guys, Grace here. Welcome to your recovery flow. Let's start lying down onto our backs. You're going to bring both knees up towards the chest, placing one hand on each knee, and we're just going to start by taking some circles into the hip sockets. As you breathe in, draw the knees up towards the chest, and then exhaling, circling both knees away from the center line of the body. Starting off small, and then as you get a little bit looser, you can take the circles a bit bigger. Perhaps you want to lift your tailbone off the mat as you draw the knees in towards the chest. Really releasing off the hip sockets, big circles. Let's start to take those circles in reverse now. So draw them away from you, circling out from the center line of the body, and then knees back towards the chest. All right, one more here, and then we're going to take it into our hamstring stretch. Dropping that left leg down to the mat, interlace the hands behind your right knee, and we're just going to take a bend and a straighten of that right leg, just feeling a little stretch down the back of the hamstrings as you straighten, releasing it off as you bend. On this next one, hold the leg straight. We're going to flex and point the foot. Again, this just slightly changes where you might feel the stretch, intensifying as you flex the foot, slightly releasing as you point. Using a bit of resistance here, I want you to push with 30% effort in towards your hands. And then as you breathe in, exhaling, draw that leg an inch closer towards the chest. We do the same thing again. So exhale, push in towards your hands. Release with the inhale. And then on that next exhale, gently drawing that leg an inch closer. One final time here, pushing into the hands with a little bit of effort. Releasing on your inhale. And just gently drawing that leg in closer to the chest for that final hamstring stretch here. Try and take big, deep breaths through this. Exhaling is your friend. That helps deepen the stretch further. Dropping your left arm out to the side and holding onto the right ankle, you're just going to gently open that leg out to the right-hand side, feeling that stretch down the inner part of the thighs through your adductors, and just wrapping that left hip down into the mat to keep us stabilized. You can push your left arm out to the side as well. You can't see it here on me, but I have it directly to the side. All right, placing the left hand on the outside of your right ankle and just gently drawing that leg towards your left shoulder. This takes it into a little bit more of a deeper nerve stretch. Feel free to pop your right arm out to the side and make sure you're planting that right hip bone down into your mat. Releasing off the right leg, we're going to take the whole thing through the left. So starting with that knee bent into the chest. On your exhale, straighten the leg. And then on your inhale, bend the leg. Just feeling that stretch intensify as you straighten and release slightly as you bend. One more here and we're going to hold it up. You can take a flex and point of the feet with the next one. Flex the toes, point the feet. With that flex, that stretch gets a little bit deeper, and then as you point, it will release off slightly. All right, using that resistance again, on your exhale, press the leg in towards your hands with a bit of effort. Release on your inhale, and then gently draw in with that exhale. So we go push. Deep breath in. Exhaling, deepen that stretch, leg towards the chest. Once more here, pushing into the hands with a little bit of effort. Releasing on the inhale and deepening that stretch on the exhale. Just hold it here for one last second. Breathing it in. All right, drop your right arm out to the side and gently open that left leg out towards the left. Feeling that stretch down the inside thighs, the adductors on your left side. Planting your right hip just down into the mat so that you're not twisting the spine. Gently drawing the right arm across to the outside of that left ankle and pull the leg towards your right shoulder. This takes it a little bit more nervy through that leg. And then releasing it off. All right, bending those knees up, we'll take it into a little bit of spinal mobility. Cross your right leg over the top of your left, nice and tight, and then drop those knees out to your right hand side, turning your head back towards the left. You want to allow that left hip bone to really lift up off the mat whilst you're planting your left shoulder down into your mat. All right, taking both knees, one on top of the other, over to the right, and then close the left arm in. We're going to circle the fingertips up above the head, taking that left elbow out towards the side before you close it back in like you're closing a book. I'm a bit tight on space here, so my elbows are staying bent, but feel free to straighten those arms all the way out into a straight armed position. Exhaling, close the book. Circling the fingertips above the head and pressing that left shoulder down into your mat. Good, holding it here, just deepening that rotation before you draw the knees into the center. Let's cross the left thigh over the top of the right and gently drop those legs down towards your left. Make sure that right shoulder is pressing into the mat. One big deep breath in here. And then on that exhale, start to bring those legs back in. Draw the feet together and both of them this time drop over to the left before you close that right arm in. Circling the right fingertips above the head, planting your right shoulder blade down into the mat, and then inhaling as you close the book. You want to keep your right hip lifted as much as possible so that rotation comes from the back and from the shoulders, and then you can close that elbow in nice and tight. One more here, big circle, plant the right shoulder blade down into the mat, turn your head back to your right, holding it, and then draw those knees back into the center. Lengthening the arms and legs out, we're going to start a roll up. Lift the arms, nod the chin to chest, and peel your back off the mat a vertebra at a time. Once at the top, arms are pulling forward, abdominals pull backwards, and you curve your back over the top of a giant ball before you start to roll down, articulating through the spine as you lower. Arms sweep up above the head. Exhaling, start to lift the arms, nod the chin into chest, scoop the abdominals as you peel off the mat. Again, imagine you're reaching over the top of a giant ball before you start to roll yourself back down again. All right, last one here. We're lifting the arms up, we're nodding the chin to chest, and we're slowly rolling up through the spine, curving through the back as you reach the top, and then resetting. Swinging your legs over to the right-hand side, we're going to take it into a little bit of a side stretch here. So place your left hand on the mat, and then with your exhale, sweep the right arm up and over into like a banana shape here, coming up through your center, and then left arm reaches up and over to the right. You want to try and keep both sit bones planted firmly onto your mat and trying to get that length initiating from the hip, not just the waist. Grow tall before you exhale, lean up and over towards the right. Lovely, shoulder down away from the ear, bend that left elbow to pull the right arm up and over. And then through the center, lift up as you reach your left arm over towards that right hand side. Beautiful, once more here, big deep bend, really start to add a little bit of rotation, drop the chest down towards the floor. From here, deep breath in, open out back to that side bend, and then sitting up tall. Crossing the right leg over the top of the left, hugging it in towards your left shoulder, we're going to take a little moment just to collapse. And then as you inhale, cross that left arm over and rotate round towards your right, planting both sit bones down into the mat. And then untwist and relax. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twisting round towards the right. Really trying to deepen that stretch by pulling your right knee towards your left shoulder. And then slowly take that relax. All right, one more time. Inhale, grow. Exhale, twist, gazing back towards your left shoulder. Find that big twist. And then releasing it off. We swap those legs round towards your left-hand side. All right, from here into that side stretch. So placing your right hand on the mat, sweeping your left arm up and over into that side mermaid stretch. And then lifting tall before you take it up and over towards the left. Make sure those sit bones are aiming to stay planted on your floor. And then come up through that T, exhaling, reaching up and over to the left. The more you can get that movement to initiate from the hips, the deeper the stretch through the side of the waist. Taking that arm a little bit further away from you each time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reaching up and over to your left. On this one, we're going to add that rotation. So drop down towards your right, twisting the shoulder down towards the floor so that you're nice and parallel to your mat. Opening up your left shoulder and then bringing yourself up and over towards that left. All right, left leg is going to cross over this time. Plant the sit bones down into the mat, hugging your left knee to your right shoulder, and just take a little moment to lift up and out before you twist towards your left. Lovely, come round to the front, relaxing into that stretch, curving the back before you inhale, exhaling, twisting towards your left, pulling that knee towards the right shoulder. Sit bones still making contact with your mat. One last time, we collapse forward before we lift tall and pull round towards that left-hand side, finding that stretch through the glutes and that waist. Gorgeous, collapse forward. Crossing the legs for the final little push here. We're just going to take a couple of shoulder rolls, going backwards, releasing off any tension, and then rolling them forwards before we take our last breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, find your prayer position, and give yourselves a well-deserved round of applause.
Hi guys, we hope you enjoyed today's workout. We just wanted to take a moment to chat with you about our spanning mat and weights that you might have seen us use in our videos.
The team over at STAKT have very kindly partnered up with us to bring you a fabulous discount that you can use to purchase the mats and weights that you've seen in the video today. All you need to do is enter Flow and Flex 15 at checkout, or alternatively, we've linked it all in the description box down below in case you need to refer back to that.
So we use the STAKT Mat Pro, so it's got an extra grippy surface, but all of the STAKT mats fold, which make them great for transporting, but also you can have extra padding under your hands or your knees if you need it, and it also can help you be a little bit more creative with your exercises as well.
And we also use the amazing stackable weights. They come apart into 3 sections, each weighing about 2 pounds or the equivalent of a kilo, which means you can add 1, 2 or 3 sections together to get your desired weight for the workout that you're doing today.
We hope you get to enjoy them as much as we do, and we'll see you in the next video.